Crime 5.
It's no good, Inspector. The man's dead.
Too bad, Sergeant. Now, Louis, suppose you tell me all you know.
Well, Mr. Munro here's my wife's father. I'd stopped by on my way to work this morning because he wanted to go to town with me. But when he didn't come after I blew my horn, I thought he wasn't awake. I was in a hurry, so I let myself in the front door. I found him here in the kitchen like this.
Why should anyone want to kill him?
He probably thought he had some money hidden in the house.
Well, his wallet's empty. Looks like his pockets have been rifled.
Louis, would your father-in-law keep much money in the house?
Oh, no, Inspector. He didn't have any. He hasn't been able to work in the last 3 years. The only money he had was what my wife and I gave him. We supported him, bought all his food and clothes, paid his light and gas bills, and all from the little I earn.
And why should anyone attempt to rob him?
Oh, you know how it is when there's an old man living alone in a fairly decent house, never works. People get the idea he's got a nest egg tucked away.
Didn't he keep the place locked at night?
Oh, yes, he locked all the doors and windows every night. It was a regular ritual with him.
Inspector, come here. I think I've found how the killer got in.
Ah, good, Sergeant. Whereabouts?
Down here, Inspector. Now, this outside door to the basement. The bolt socket has been pried loose from the door jamb. It's the only door or window open. I checked.
Yeah, good work. Now, look, Sergeant, there are spots of smeared blood on the broken bolt. And on the door jamb from where the bolt was pried.
Inspector,
Yes?
there in the corner of the landing. There's the iron bar the killer used to pry the lock loose.
Yes. Yes, and it's all covered with blood.
That bar must be the murder weapon, Sergeant. Be careful. Might be fingerprints left on it.
No, don't worry, sir. I wouldn't spoil any prints. Look, Inspector, there's lots of high shrubbery on this side. No one could see the killer as he pried at the door lock. Look, sir, maybe you'd better get that bar tested for fingerprints and we'll see if we can find the killer.
If I could only get my hands on him.
I don't think it'll be necessary for me to check for fingerprints, Sergeant. I know who the killer is.
You do, Inspector?
Yes, Sergeant. Louis is the killer.
Inspector, why should I kill my father-in-law?
To get rid of a financial burden, Louis.
But you can never prove that. Look at the evidence. Anyone can see that this cellar door was forced open by a killer
And that's what tripped you, Louis. That door bolt was pried loose after your father-in-law had been killed to make it look as though the door was forced from the outside. Now, the only person who'd do that would be someone who wanted to conceal the fact that they had actually come in by some easier method, as you did with your key, which you've already admitted.
But, how do you know the door bolt was jimmied after the killing?
It's quite plain that there wouldn't have been any blood on the iron bar you used to pry this bolt until after you had used it to commit murder. Therefore, those blood marks on the door jamb had to be made after you killed your father-in-law.